Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video, and today we are here to talk about the F1 Mobile Racing 2021 update. But this video is featuring another fellow F1 Mobile Racing YouTuber in KAKOULIDIS Racing, an esports winner. I'm not sure how many he has won, but welcome. Let's talk about the F1 Mobile Racing update.
So hello everybody, I guess we are all excited about the new update that it came on Wednesday, and yeah, it has a lot of difference from the previous game.
Indeed. What would you like to talk about first? The new graphics or the new dual system, kinda? How the points are worked?
Okay, first of all I have to say that it's not similar to the previous game. There are a lot of difference. We all got resetted. We kept our credits and our racers points so that became coins and tokens. Also, the graphics are changed. They are beautiful. They are different actually. Colors on the car. There is a lot of difference from the previous graphics. Also, something else for duels that impressed me is you get rewards and you also move out faster. You're gonna get 100 trophies, it's easier to move leagues, and also it's very interesting the showdown, which gives you driver helmets.
Yeah, it's actually, I thought about buying a helmet in 2019, but I decided not to, and they ended up putting them in packs, so I was quite disappointed about that. But now that I can get helmets for absolute free, I'm an absolute fan of that. Thank you, Codys, for adding that new feature.
Also, let's don't forget that I have to give an advice to people for the R&D. Don't waste your tokens on an early level when you are on a low level. Don't waste your tokens. Wait. Don't do the upgrades. Wait to reach like level 13, 14. Wait for it. Don't go and waste your tokens and your coins early on.
One thing I have to talk about is the corner cut system. It is quite sensitive. Like, literally, it's so very easy to get a corner cut warning, yet sometimes it's quite inconsistent.
It's not the corner cut, it's the track limits that they're changed. Because in the previous game you could like put a wheel on the grass and nothing will happen. But on this game, if you put a wheel, if you just touch the grass, you're gonna lose a lot of speed and a lot of time. The corner cutting, I think the rules are kinda the same with the previous one. If you go over the curb, you get a corner cut, you get a penalty. Which I think this year is shorter, the penalties are shorter than the previous year. When you get off the track, I think you should not lose too much time on it. There is I think it's a bit unfair to duels.
Exactly, it's a bit odd, but one thing that I'm quite disappointed about is the career mode being delayed, which it is a bit of a shame, but you can understand why. What do you think we'll be able to expect from the career mode?
If you guys actually saw, if you and the viewers saw the beta upload, I uploaded some videos of the beta game, and I had career mode inside that. And of course the career mode is not easy to make, because it's a mobile game, it will take a lot of storage on it. But as if we will have career mode soon, this will be really nice. I think it's an update for the game, and the game is gonna get even better. And more people will play it.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll actually be able to do. Will they add driver academies to the career mode? Will they actually add more awards for when you get to duel?
I think it will be like the beta. You like sign a low team like Williams and Haas, then you choose your teammate, and then you're starting to make progress, and you go from like Haas to Alfa Romeo to Ferrari.
Makes sense, actually. Well, another thing we should definitely talk about is the duel system. How many bots have you actually had to face in the new update? Has it been more or less?
Yeah, actually, real people, I think they fixed the bot games. I mean, back in 2019, we had a lot of bot games, and that was kind of frustrating because you didn't like do something with the opponent. I mean, you win and he wins, and that was kind of sad. But in 2020 they kind of fixed some board games, but still there were a couple of board games. But now I think my matches were live, most of them, and that kind of makes me happy because it's a fair game now.
I found myself in a bit of a losing streak yesterday because of disconnections and battery warnings. It was all quite annoying, but it was good fun in the end. I have two more questions to ask you about. One of them is about the events. Have they changed or are they the same?
The modes of the events are same. I mean, you do one lap qualifying, then you do one race 3 laps, and then another race another 3 laps. And I think that's fair. It's much better. It's like the 2020 game. Back in 2019, we had a little struggles with it because we had to do 3 laps qualifying Q1, Q2, and Q3, and then we had to do 9 laps race 1, race 2, and race 3. I think now it's much easier because it takes less time and you are more confident on it because you know that it won't be long.
Yeah, thank God for that. I'm quite relieved they did change it up a little bit. And my final question to you, Kakkulis Racing, is what happened to the single player mode?
I have no reply to that. I mean, the beta didn't have single mode. The previous games had single mode. I think they might add it later on, or they won't add it. I don't know what will happen, but I think that they will add it. Because we need practice on it, we need single mode, but maybe because of the career mode, they put out the single mode, they removed the single mode and they added the career mode.
Interesting. Yeah, I never actually thought of it like that, but one more question. At a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the F1 Mobile Racing 2021 update?
I would give it 7.5 because they improved the game, they made changes. It's kinda easier to play because the handling is much better. The front end of the car is steering much easier. Despite you lose the rear sometimes, it's very unstable. Like when you're exiting the corner with the rear wheels might go off the track, but the other actually that's the main issue with the track limits that we discussed earlier on. And yeah, I would have given it 7.5 because there are still changes to make.
Indeed, like I would say the collision system is still very off. It's not as responsive as it was in the previous update in 2020.
I am
So
against the ghosting system.
Yeah, I'd rather they get rid of it, to be fair.
And it's not working correctly, so there are a few issues with it. And the AIs are even worse.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, the ghosting system, I wasn't really a fan of it from the beginning. It made the game kind of boring for me because I always enjoyed avoiding people trying to ram up into my inside line, trying to take me out. It was always good fun. And the AI could not be more annoying when you're like a second behind, but you see the opponent made a mistake. You have to overtake the AI, and there they are brake checking on the apex. It is quite frustrating, but of course, it's still very early on. Changes can be made, and hopefully they will do. But at the moment, I'm quite impressed with the update. It's I'm a fan of it. It could be better, could be worse. So we'll take what we have and we'll move forward.
And what's your rate? Your
My
mark?
rating, similar to yours, maybe 7 or 8 out of 10. I'd maybe go 7.5, but just because I'll go 8 because I've found a lot of enjoyment playing. I don't think I've ever played on F1 Mobile Racing this much, so I would say a solid 8 out of 10. But yeah, thank you very much for your time, mate, for the second time. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for your opinions.
If you do.
Shine, we're golden. They can never break us down.